Mindset is everything. Success in life and business is made up 80% mindset and 20% skill sets. You will see that as your mindset grows, you can achieve more. You reach new levels that you never knew existed. Dream big because your potential is limitless. Limiting beliefs is the number one dream killer, and the number one dream killer is often people holding themselves back. I always encourage to choose hard. Never take the easy way out. Like, how is this possible? How are they able to do that? How did they earn that? Motivation doesn't last long. Consistency is what will carry you. The person who is the most consistent wins. Always. Ladies and gents, so first, once again, Happy New Year to you guys. I'm so excited to see how much HPH grows this year. I can't wait to see all of your growth. And, I will say, just taking a moment to reflect on last year, okay? 2025 was an incredible year within the community. It is such a privilege for me to be able to see all of your growth. Whether you guys are cranking tons of units, whether you got your first unit, whether you're getting started, whether you guys made some progress, you should be really, really proud of yourself for that. And even for my new people kicking it off too and just starting out, I have so much planned for all of us as a community in store for you guys. I have a lot of projects. I've done a lot of reflecting myself. I have a lot of new things I want to go and implement into our group. So please get excited. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. And so once again, I want to say this is my favorite talk of the year. I always do it at the beginning of the year. I want to set the tone, and then once again next week please plan to join in. We're going to be talking about goal setting. Okay, so let's go and kick it off. We're going to talk about mindset today. Okay team, so with that said, mindset is everything. Okay, so I want to go and share with you guys throughout today's training. I'm going to talk a lot about little different secrets of the universe. And the very first thing is, truly the first one I want to share with you is that success in life and business is made up of 80% mindset and 20% skill sets. Okay, I want to remind you guys, you all have all of the incredible information here within our community. You guys have access to me. You guys have always been ready. Okay, and you have all the tools to go and build your skill sets. Okay, and so it is a major blessing, to be able to learn these skills that you can take with you for the rest of your life, and also have virtually an error-free journey, right? And again, you have me by your side, you have our entire community by your side, you have a wealth of knowledge and information around you of top quality, A+, top ranked, okay? We represent top 1%, okay? And the ability to go and level up your mindset beyond what you have ever thought was imaginable. And so what I want you guys to go and do is, it is okay. Dream big. I want you guys to, okay? Because your potential is limitless. You will see that as your mindset grows, you can achieve more. You reach new levels that you never knew existed. You learn brand new skill sets, and that is how we go and level up. That is the lifelong game that we play, all because of how you think and what you make up of the world, okay? So let's talk about mindset at a basic level first, and I'm gonna tie all of these thought processes together, okay? So the very first thing we have to go and cover, the fixed mindset, okay? We're going to talk about all the different mindsets. There's four. There's the fixed mindset, the scarcity mindset, the growth mindset, and the abundance mindset. It's really important to understand these key things. The person with fixed mindset, right? They believe that they have limiting beliefs. They feel like their skills are static. They can't learn anything new. It is what it is for them, right? They feel like this is their life and this is what it is, right? They have a finite amount of intelligence. They prioritize ego. A lot of these individuals with fixed mindsets, they think they know everything and they refuse criticism. They see it as personal attacks, right? They don't have open minds. They get discouraged quickly. They shy away from challenges. They feel like effort is completely pointless and they feel threatened by others. And I want to say this is a really big one. Limiting beliefs is the number one dream killer, and the number one dream killer is often people holding themselves back. Okay. And so these individuals with fixed mindsets, right? They think things like, oh, well, they were born smart. Like, they can't look at someone and see their success and see that, not everybody started off like that. And what happened was they leveled up to that point, right? They think things like, I either am good at it or I'm not. Okay. They think, when I'm frustrated, I just give up. These are individuals that might see a young individual, right, who's driving a super nice car, and they might say things like, that's got to be daddy's money. Right? Rather, instead of asking like, wow, this person has achieved something really awesome. How were they able to do that? How did they earn that? And they know how to ask how, right? These individuals prioritize ego. I see this all the time, like People in my comments on IG, right? They're always saying things like, that isn't possible. No landlord would ever allow that kind of thing, because they prioritize their ego. And the issue here is that when people prioritize their ego, they think they know everything. They end up learning nothing because they're so smart. Versus, for example, it's different because if someone was talking to you guys about this topic, it's different for you because you're in our community. You guys see what's possible. But if someone is talking to you and you're very successful within this business and they have an open mind, and they are genuinely asking you, okay, cool, so like, how is this possible? You're more likely to go and actually give that person value, and they actually are able to learn something and take something away from that conversation because they know how to ask how, versus the person who thinks they know everything. So again, I want to go and share with you guys, truly, you guys are in a very unique group. Okay, a community. With what you commonly see on a daily basis in that wins chat, I want to make it clear. That is not normal, okay? It is not normal at all to be surrounded by a group of winners. People with such great mindset, a community that loves each other, a community that gives back. And truly, no one would believe you if you told them what we are capable of. Without showing proof, explaining our business model to someone else, they cannot wrap their head around it. So I just want to go and share with you guys, like at the end of the day, we should express gratitude as well, okay? And so I want to go and compare this fixed mindset right here to the exact opposite. This is the growth mindset, you see. The person who believes in effort and persistence, the person who's able to see opportunities no matter the situation, whether it is a bad situation, they can see learning opportunities from that. These individuals always value learning, right? They see life as a game of lifelong learning, and they thrive under pressure. They seek feedback. They would love criticism. They embrace it. These individuals can think logically, right? And they're inspired by success. Okay. And so I had this little statement down here, fixed mindset really truly builds walls, limitations, right? But a growth mindset opens doors and more opportunity. That allows for more, we can go and attract more. Individuals with growth mindset, the way they think, they say things like, failure is an opportunity to learn. Challenge has helped me grow. My effort, my attitude determines my abilities. Feedback is totally necessary to my growth. I can learn to do anything that I want to achieve in this world. I can learn, I can work for it because I believe in effort, okay? And I'm inspired by the success of others. I embrace uncertainty and I'm willing to try new things. These individuals often think nothing is impossible. There's always a way, right? And again, too, be open-minded thinkers. Utilize this community. You guys have access to our Discord. Every single message since this community was born, right? You can control find anything. You guys have me. You have each other. You have the coaches. You have office hours. A community that has defied what people can even imagine that is possible. And so again, the person with the growth mindset welcomes challenges. They thrive in uncomfortable situations. They always choose hard and they embrace it and they enjoy the journey. And because the real reason of that is, I want to explain to you guys. You guys have heard me say these before in the past. I always encourage to choose hard. Always choose a hard. Never take the easy way out. All too many times, people always choose the easy way out. And what does that cause? If they always choose the easy way out, so anytime they go and run into a problem, whether it's in life, whether it's in business, the issue is that anytime any little problem pops up, if they always choose easy, it seems so hard to them. Versus when you are the type of person that embraces the challenge and the opportunity and you choose the hard route, you are able to achieve more with hard always. So anytime if you always choose hard and you run into any kind of problem, to solve it is very easy to you because you're used to that, you see? Totally different mindset, totally different person. And so I want to go and talk about also the scarcity mindset, okay? Scarcity mindset and fixed mindset, they overlap, but they are very different, okay? A scarcity mindset believes in limited resources. Like, naturally, a person who finds success, naturally, it's just how we're innately raised. When they find success, they want to gatekeep all of their resources. They think that there's not enough to go around for us to share. They have anxiety and fear. They always constantly think like, what can go wrong in this instance? They see as the glass is always half empty. That's always their mindset. It's almost like pessimistic mindset. They're stuck on like, what can't be helped? They're so stingy with the resources. They have the scarcity mindset, stingy with the resources. They're gatekeeping, for example. Pessimistic about the future. They feel threatened by others. They hate competition. They feel like, there's a smaller piece of the puzzle. And I really want to highlight these points because, and it's okay too, guys. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has all of these incredible attributes. If you identify with some of these negative mindset, it's okay. The first step is recognition. The second step is actually doing something about it. That is key here, and it's totally fine. And so I want to go and compare this, and you notice you guys are thinking about our community. And then versus having an abundance mindset, the opposite of a scarcity mindset. So optimistic for the future, always having an eye out for opportunity, looking for opportunity purposefully, intentionally, valuing collaboration, so generous with others, welcomes competition, strives to grow, always thinking about ways to grow, always having the feeling the best is yet to come for us, thinking big and embracing risk, trusting the process and not fearing it, you see? And so you guys notice too, when you guys look at our community, I talk about these topics every single year. I have these built into our masterclass trainings too, because truly, I really mean it. These are concepts that should be understood by everyone. That is why our community thrives, because success, again, is 80% mindset. And when you reflect and when you look at our community, you see that there's no scarcity mindset. You see how everyone loves each other, how everyone helps each other out, how it is to network with each other, how we give value back. Remember, you guys heard me say this before, once you guys make it, give back. Because think about all the people that helped motivate us, to bring us up, right? Give us inspiration, all the connections that you guys have made, and all the collaboration that happens within the community. It's because of the abundance mindset. And so it's really powerful to be able to recognize that too, because the abundance mindset is a mindset of gratitude and generosity. And I really believe in vibrations. I really believe in giving to the universe, and you will always get it back. And this is a part of the abundance mindset. When you live from a place of abundance, you are able to attract abundance into your life. You see? And the exact opposite is true. If you live in a place of scarcity, you will attract scarcity into your life. So this mindset shift, right, allows you to go and dream big. It shifts your attitude to be more positive. Always being able to see the positive in any situation that you are in. Even when you're in emergency, you can think clearly, right? Because you're not always stuck on the negative outcome. You're not stuck on the right here, right now. In a state of emergency, or if something happens in life or in business, you're able to look in the long run, you see? And being able to build your own reality. These are individuals that never make excuses. They never sell themselves short. And they go and they take initiative, okay? And they don't chase perfection, they chase progress. That's key, and I'm gonna talk more about that today. And so, if you guys are making progress day after day, it will continue to compound. And before you know it, you'll have everything that you guys have asked for in the universe, okay? And that is if, and only if, you put in the work for it. And so this abundance mindset will always attract abundance into your life. So, which is a perfect segue into talking about a very powerful concept here, and that is the law of attraction, okay? The power of language, how we speak, what we think, because our subconscious thoughts funnel into our real world, and also having a daily conscious effort. So let me talk about this more. So this is how you attract. These three must be met to attract. Super key, okay? I want to go and share a really powerful quote. This is from one of my favorite entrepreneurs. His name is Alex Hormozi. He talks about on the law of attraction. He says this, he says, you don't attract by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. It's really, really powerful statement right there. And really, it's self-doubt that holds people back the most. Seek, again, the abundance mindset, the growth mindset. We see the things in the wins chat. Read those stories. Read in between the lines. What do you see there? Very often. Trust the process. You hear stories. Doesn't matter whether I got into my first unit in X amount of time, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. You get to hear the stories. But at the end of the day, who's the most proud of their work? Of course, that person is. And the mindset has grown. Again, this is a lifelong game that we play here. And again, putting in the work, having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. And I love that because oftentimes a part of having these positive mindsets is being able to recognize our weaknesses, because that's self-recognition, number one, and without ego, and actually doing something about it. And I love you guys hear me say this all the time. If you can identify your weakness, 100x your input to force the outcome to happen. If you're afraid of pitching, go on 20 pitches. You're no longer going to be afraid. And then so just to continue on law of attraction, the opposite is true, because if you guys keep focusing on what can go wrong, this is going to lead to hesitation, inaction, and our biggest enemy of progress, analysis paralysis. Murphy's law. If you always focus on what can go wrong, it will go wrong. You're attracting that into your life, you see? So focus on what can go right. Because again, your subconscious thoughts funnel into your real world. I want to share another quote with you guys that I really love. This quote goes, "The man who says that they can do something and the man who says they can't do something are actually both right," okay? Because the words that you say, the thoughts that you have 100% matter. Be very careful of self-negative talk, because oftentimes the things that we think about on a daily basis repeat itself very, very commonly on a daily basis, okay? And if that negative self-talk is there, you could be manifesting that into your reality, and most likely you are. And so this is equally important, right? Not just, like you can easily attract negative things into your life. And so with that said, let's go and do like a little transition into talking about, routines and habits. This is going to be really important to discuss through as well. Okay. So it is a flow of which intertwines. You need to start off with having good habits, because having good habits creates discipline. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates results. The one and only game that we play in business and in entrepreneurship at the end of the day is a game of consistency. Who can be the most consistent? The person who is the most consistent wins, always. And to be very clear, you cannot achieve results if you don't have consistency. You cannot have consistency if you have bad habits. You see, everything is intertwined here. Because here's the thing. I want you guys to understand this too. Volume negates luck. You have to do so much work so many times, so many repetitions, that it should be unreasonable to not be successful in anything. You see? I want to go and break this down to make it easy, right? So if you put that number down, let's say you need to go on 20 pitches, 50 pitches, 100 pitches. And if I did it that many times, it would be unreasonable that this doesn't work. You see? So all you really have to do is just do it after that. So I want to go and tell you guys this, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. The bar to success has never been lower in this day and age. To achieve success, it is so easy. All you have to do is try. And the problem here is this, is that so few people would do anything at all. And the ones who actually do something, they aren't doing it consistently. So even if they try consistently, they didn't do it with enough cadence. They're not doing it quick enough. Why? Because they're waiting too long, like in between intervals. So then they're just not consistent, and then they can't get any success. So again, all of this game that we play in business and entrepreneurship really just comes down to consistency. So if you can just do it consistently, you win, okay? That's a really big, powerful point. And so the next couple of slides, I have a really awesome framework for you guys, okay, for routines and habits to go and build. So that way we have pristine discipline and consistency. And then I have a really cool, some awesome habits I want to share with you guys. New habits that I started with extra intentionality to it. And it'll help you guys get results expeditiously. So let's go into it. Okay. So pay very close attention here on the next couple of things that I have to present for you, because I'm going to tie the whole big thought process together. Okay. So the first concept, okay, is this. Have high prioritization. Okay, write this down in your notes. Okay, highlight this. Having high prioritization and also avoid the distractions. It's twofold. Have high prioritization and avoid distractions. Distractions are going to be everywhere. Okay, but your priorities are everything. I want to encourage you guys, seriously, do this exercise, okay? Write this down, do a list of all of your priorities and a list of all of your distractions. Because you see here, when you see people subscribe to distractions, this is where people have low prioritization. You see severely limited growth. You see sadness. You see confusion. People that are stagnant. I said this earlier, okay? But it is so easy to win in this day and age. People are just, in my opinion, seriously, so soft. They have no work ethic. They are distracted and they can't say no, okay? So let me go and break this down a little bit more, okay? So prioritization, 4 pillars of life, right? Health, wealth, family, career, and or business, okay? But remember, I also want to say this too. So these are our 4 core pillars of a balanced life, okay? I do it in air quotes. Why? And so just like keep in mind too, I do it in air quotes because to me, balance is a myth. Everyone is in a different stage of their life. We go through different seasons of our life. Many of you guys are in the heavy learning, heavy doing growth period. And sometimes we have to make sacrifices to the other pillars of what a balanced life would look like, right? Because it truly is hard to attack all 4 pillars at once. If you are brand new to this entire concept of optimizing your life, being the best version that you can be, right? Because naturally, a lot of people have terrible habits, way more bad habits than they have really great habits, right? I'm not saying this for you guys, but I'm saying it's very difficult to try to attack all four at once, right? That's why people's New Year's resolution fail, because they try to do way too many things at once. I'm gonna break it down so it's very feasible for everyone here, okay? And again, this game that we play of prioritization, of optimization of our life is a lifelong game. Okay. And it's okay if you guys are sacrificing one or two of these things here. To be transparent, you know, like I don't mind getting vulnerable with you guys, but you know, I sacrificed my health and my family for my first 2 to 3 years within my journey. I'm not afraid to admit it. And so that's just me, right? And my personality. And the same for you guys. We have different seasons of life, okay? So having this balanced life truly is a myth, and we all go through different seasons, and it can always change, of course, right? Like for mine, for example, you guys know the story, right? I just had a baby. So a big season of my life and a core pillar that is of high priority is my family, of course. So leading up to this point with our baby, I've been purposefully doing certain time audits. I'm gonna talk about time auditing and things like that, being very intentional to prepare me for this new season of my life, because my habits and my routines that I've developed over the past few years are now fully optimized so that I can have more balance. You see what I'm saying? And so let's talk about those routines a little bit more, okay? And I'll share I saw your thing in the I'll do a sidebar note too. It was funny because all of my friends said this is something you would totally say, but I'll share with you guys. I said, I made the analogy of having our baby. I said, you know, having a baby is very, very similar to business. Very similar. I was shockingly similar. It is sleep deprivation, lots of trial and error, figuring out what works, and then going and building a routine around it, and then just staying consistent with it. It's like very, very similar. And so anyways, that was just my realization from someone who's never had kids and loves business and that kind of thing. Anyways, so let's hop into routine and habits, okay? I'm not gonna go and bombard you with things that you should add to your routine, okay? So this game we play is not only about the things that we do. What you don't do is equally important. And truly, what you don't do, in my opinion, for someone who might be, this is the first time of really dialing and trying to focus on this part of aspect of their life and having it high priority, is, you know, the highest leverage activity that someone new to this can do is this, okay? Is actually focus on eliminating their bad habits first. So here's my recommendation. So you can do a time audit. So either you can do it every 30 minutes, like every 30 minutes of your day. Like say you go through a brand new day tomorrow. Every single 30 minutes, I need you guys to write down what you do within those 30 minutes and just have different time blocks. Maybe you want to do it on Excel sheet, whatever the case may be. So you can get a really good look at what you're actually doing with your time. Or a very simple version, if you guys want to get to it tonight, before you guys go to sleep, maybe give yourself 30 minutes to an hour, sit down, get a piece of paper or get out an Excel sheet and just legitimately write down all the activities that you do and then separate them. Make a list of those activities that you do every day that actually serve you to become the person that you want to be, that is productive. And then also on the opposite side, make a list of the activities that don't serve you. Okay? The activities that are not serving you are considered distractions. So it should be high prioritization to get rid of your distractions, right? Again, it isn't just about focusing on what's like the things that we do need to do, but it's also equally important to get rid of the things that you don't do, right? Because the habits that don't benefit you, when you get rid of those, these could be distractions that are negatively impacting your life, negatively impacting your potential, being your best self. And this isn't just about business, right? Again, we're talking about health, wealth, family, business, career. And then of course, common distractions, okay? We got Netflix. The average statistic is 2 hours per day for an average adult. Social media, 3 hours per day. Video games, family or friends that don't serve you. When I say don't serve you, it's not like, I'm not saying like for us to be greedy people and like you need to benefit me in some way. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's more so the opposite of which, like, is this person bringing me down? Is this person getting me to do certain activities, to engage into certain distractions that don't serve me? You see what I'm saying? And then of course the next one is partying, right? Drinking, sleeping late, right? Hey, by the way, everyone operates differently. You don't have to be like me. I don't want to force my early birdness down your throat, because I know very, very successful people that are night owls to your routine. But again, if you're, the reason why you're staying up late, right, is because of social media or whatever the case may be, it's just a lack of discipline, and a lack of discipline is just from bad habits. Get rid of your bad habits to build up your discipline. Junk food, for example. And so the reason why I say this is your highest leverage thing that you guys can do at this point, getting rid of bad habits is actually easier than building new habits. Okay, let me say that again. The reason that this is your highest leverage is to get rid of bad habits, because that is easier than actually building new habits. Okay, and at the same time, when you get rid of bad habits and distractions, that gives you back time to be able to build new habits that actually serve you. You see what I'm saying? And so I want you guys to all go and do this time audit. Okay, everyone go and do this time audit, please. This is going to be one of the most helpful things that you can do, because now you're actually aware of how you're spending your time. You see, and I promise you guys, very quickly, you will enter the most productive period of your life. And again, we're all step footing into 2026. We all are on this motivational high. Remember, motivation doesn't last long. Consistency is what will carry you, okay? Build these habits now. Take advantage of this wave. Ride it, okay? So once again, I want to reiterate, when you implement this, start off with removing bad habits first. I'm going to start giving you good habits in a second, but don't go crazy adding in the good habits first. You do too many things at once, it's very hard to stay consistent, okay? So change little things at a time. And I'm gonna make it very clear for you guys, okay? And so I'll share with you guys at the very beginning of my journey, right? I'll share with you very easily. I have a very short attention span. I can never sit through Netflix anyway. This was easy for me. I cut out TV, I cut out movies. I don't care for that kind of thing. Social media, gone. But this wasn't the beginning. Let me talk about the beginning of my journey. This was out. This was out. This was out. And okay, and then I started leveling up to getting rid of social media. And then I started leveling up. And this was very recent. Okay, my day was November 15th. Okay, and then after that, no more alcohol. I feel amazing. I feel absolutely amazing. I have the craziest mental clarity. It's incredible. I've always been pretty good about not being a snacker. But anyways, the best way is to get rid of your distractions first, okay? So let's go and talk about some awesome daily habits. Now again, there's the 4 pillars: health, wealth, business, family, okay? I'm gonna give you guys for wealth and business, right? Like the productive part. And so my favorite is the routine portion, right? Sleeping and waking up at the same time every day. This is really helpful for your productivity. A bare minimum of 2 hours deep work per day. Deep work, 0 distraction, super dialed in, focus on what you have to do for that day. Accomplishing 2 to 3 of your most important tasks on a daily basis. Planning your day out the night before. This is a really big one I did from the very beginning of my journey. This is very, very powerful. Planning your week on Sunday, planning it ahead of time, planning your day out the night before. Because the issue here is by the time somebody wakes up, maybe early in the morning, right? Super early before 9 to 5 or whatever. And they sit down and they start making their plan for the day. They've already wasted so much time and creativity and effort. Versus if you plan your day out the night before, your intentionality of going into the next day has a way higher likelihood of actually getting it done. So this is a really, really powerful one. Using your weekends to get ahead. I'm still doing this to this day, and actually doing what you say you will. Keeping your promises to yourself. Really, really big, okay? So these are some of my core recommendations for when it comes to routine and habits, when it comes to wealth and the business aspect. Again, of course, there's 4 pillars, right? I'll let you guys determine for your health and your family, daily habits, that kind of thing. I'll give you some of my favorite ones that I just want to share with you guys, okay? But, and again, like I'll let you guys choose like your health and family, right? Whether it's being present for your partner, for your children, working out every day, walking an hour a day, getting, 150 grams of protein in daily, getting 7 hours of sleep, or getting maybe even daily cold exposure, whether you want to, cold plunge or, just cold shower, for example, right? I'll leave that part up to you guys. And so the next part I have here is I want to be able to go and give you guys a way to make this actionable. Okay, so here is the new habit that I went and picked up for this year. I just started on the 4th, and I want to invite all of you guys to do this habit with me. Okay, this habit has a lot of intentionality behind it. It is kind of like a habit tracker, but also it is focused with my tweaks to this format to also, of course, incorporate business into it as well. Okay, so let me share with you what I came up with. So here it is. Okay, so this is a journal. I can drop this little Amazon to link to you guys in a little bit here, but let me explain this. So of course, you're gonna have, this is your snapshot of every single month, okay? And so you're gonna have all of your top goals that you want to go and complete this month, okay? Mine is all filled up with business and a little bit of like family stuff in there too, but it's all business stuff, right? But then again, you guys have 4 pillars, okay? What is your most important things you want to accomplish? So that way, when you guys are seeing this, right, on a daily basis, it's always top of mind, okay? And so how are you going to accomplish these goals on a weekly basis? And just kind of journaling your progress that you've made to your top goals. This is just for me, just things that I do that I'm like, okay, if I do something and I think I got to automate it, delegate it to someone else, or remove it or never do it again, this is just for me. You guys don't have to do that. And then also my focus is for next month that I might have an inspiration. I might have something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a really cool project that I want to go and focus on. And I had that idea in the middle of this month. I'm going to jot it down. So next month I can build that into my routine too. And so this is really, really awesome. And then at the same time here, you can go and build out, as many habits that you want to go and track. Things that you do and things that you don't care for. Okay. And it's really cool too, because I have, all the numbers of the month here, and then I'm able to cross it off X, 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 X. And then over here, over time, I'm able to plot it on this. And then you can kind of make this cool line graph at the end of the day, so you can kind of see your progress over time. And so I created this version in this journal. I don't know if you want to call it journal or a habit tracker. I think it's a hybrid of both, but it truly creates extra intention to be able to build new habits that can better serve me, right? And can better serve you guys. And, I want to show you guys, and once again, okay, like this is isn't just to go and build new habits. We're getting rid of bad habits as well. Okay. And so this, you can imagine if this is something that you're looking at every day, you're constantly looking at your goals. If you're constantly looking at your goals on a daily basis, this helps us be so much more intentional, and it's always top of mind. Super, super powerful. Okay. So great way too. And honestly, something that you can always optimize and become the best version of yourself. That's the season of life I'm in. I'm super hyper focused on just optimization and just being better and better and better as a person, right? And by doing these things like that, I can make sure that I get to my goals, I get to them fast, and I'm very intentional about it. And then of course, next month, you can have a new list of goals, right? And of course, our next meeting is gonna be on goal setting. That's gonna give you guys a lot more context to go and fill out this left side. But at least for the meantime, you guys can start thinking about habits that you wanna go and build in. And again, next month, they're gonna have a new list, new goals, right? And the nice thing is because like, for example, right, maybe one of you guys got inspired by no social media, you realize that's something that is a huge time waster of yours. And, for the month of January, you get so used to it that it's like, okay, now it's ingrained in you. So you can remove that from your list for next month and then go and replace it with something else. And so once again, next week's office hours is going to be on goal setting. Okay. That's going to be perfect for you guys to give you a lot more context to have your big main goals for the year. And I'm going to be talking about how to break them down and then be very intentional down to per month and even per week if you want to get that super dialed in. And we have this here for you. Okay. So again, super intentional with everything that we're doing. But in the meantime, highly recommend that you guys, maybe take a picture, take a screenshot, something like that. And I want to invite all of you guys to do this together. Okay. And obviously we are all going to be making, like we already do make incredible strides as a community without this as evident. But imagine the intentionality behind this. If all of us are doing this together, think about how much we can level up. How much more potential can we really squeeze out of this one single life that we have? You see, again, we are high performance after all. And so let's go even crazier this year, you guys. So real quick, let me ask you guys this. Who's with me on this, right? Type me in the chat box. Type me in the chat box if you guys are down to go and do this with me. Let's go. Who's going to implement this? Let's go. I love it. I love it. Okay, so every office hours, okay, from now on, I'm going to go and I'm going to say, okay, everybody, show me your journals. All right? Show me your journals. And then there's going to be people like, what's he talking about? And you're like, man, you guys got to watch the Mindset office hours. You guys got to watch that for sure. Amazing. I love it, you guys. I love it. Let's do it. Okay. Let's do it together. Okay. This is going to be amazing. Man, I cannot wait for this. This is so fun. Okay. And so let me talk a little bit more too. So we're in. I got your guys' buy-in. Cool. And we're doing this together, and I want to present these things to you. I want to be vulnerable. I want to tell you guys what's going on in my life and things that I care about, because I want just another piece to bring our community even closer together. Okay. Oh, what's on the right page? Let me explain this again. Okay. So here you can write the habits that we were talking about that you want to track, that you want to build up, and also the habits that you want to get rid of, like no social media, for example, no Netflix, for example. And guys, it's okay if you didn't check off the box for the day. Don't beat yourself up. For example, if you had workout on there, but you guys spent the whole day with your family and one thing led to another and oh my gosh, it was an emergency and and you couldn't get a workout in today, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. But again, it's the intentional behind it. And then so as you guys build this out, then you can go on X for all the things on the day. Because what day is today? Today's the 8th, right? So on the 8th, I'm gonna put an X on the habits that I did for today. And at the very end, I'm gonna plot it on this graph. Super cool. And at the end, this is kind of cool, a little gimmicky, but you know, it's kind of cool. I don't really think that there's a need for this, but it's a nice little, like, because if you plot all the points and then you connect all the lines, then you got a nice little line graph to kind of show, right? And obviously we want to try to operate here, but the reality, nobody's perfect. Like Britt said, it's all about balance, the best that we can, and whatever that means to us. It's gonna look like this, like, you know, up and down, and you know, we're gonna have good days and we're gonna have incredible days where we knock all of them out, and there's gonna be days where we can't get to all of them, you know. So anyways, cool. So there's that. So let me just go and talk about a couple of tips. Okay, please be realistic. I had a list of like 14 habits there, that because this is my list, I have 14 habits there. You don't have to do that many. And so, and again, there's the 4 pillars, right? We're talking about health, wealth, family, business, or career. Okay. Think about those things. If you're in a season of life where or maybe you're in a season of life where you don't really have a family yet, and you can really be selfish and really focus on you. Like, that's totally fine. You know, amazing, right? And so again, so be realistic, be super realistic. Don't do too much at once, right? It's okay. Like, you can even write it for the things that I'm looking forward to next month. So start with the easiest thing to do, again, is to remove bad habits, okay? So bad habits, no social media, no Netflix, for example, no junk food, stuff like that. It's better than adding in a million different new habits stacked on top of your bad habits already. Get rid of the bad ones first, and then add your new habits that you're trying to create, okay? Amazing. Here's a good one for you, right? Here's one all of you should add, okay, into your habits list. Check the market every single day. If you're up to date with Zillow every day, that means you see every deal on the market. So if you check the market every single day, you see if there's a new opportunity. And you never miss an opportunity if you check every day. This should be on every single one of your lists. If you're trying to go crazy this year, you guys told me your goal. You guys said 2 deals, 6 deals, 10 deals. I want one every single month. Then do the work, okay? This is easy, so easy to win. Okay, cool. So there's that. So there's one more thing, okay? I might get some of your buy-in, some of you might not, but there's one more habit I want to share with you guys, okay? So in the last, I don't know, 7 to 8 months, this is going to be relative to health and fitness. I've got this. This is called a Whoop, okay? It is a Whoop band, and it has helped me so much in my health, my sleep, and having the intentionality of seeing my stats all the time. And so first, let me sell you guys on it, okay? Let me sell you guys on it, because obviously I want us all to get one and have an HPH community one, okay? And there's a group where we can have HPH community. We could see all of each other's stats, and it's gonna be super cool. And don't let a new dad outwork you guys, all right? Because I can see your stats, all right? So here, let me sell you guys first, okay? Here we go. So this is like literally screenshots from me today. This is really cool, right? So it tells you your sleep stats, your recovery, your strain. So like you guys working out, or if you're not working out, like how much strain, your total amount of sleep, and then also like, more stats on your workouts. In this, right, it shows you like your heart rates and stuff like that. Really, really cool metrics to pay attention to. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really interesting, really, really awesome. So for those of you guys, I'm a beginner, okay? I just started not too long ago, but I'm on a 176-day streak here. It gives you, like your step counts, you can weigh yourself on a daily basis. Really, really cool metrics that you can see all the time. And also you get like this cool physiological age where they go and compute all of your health numbers. The more data that they have, the more they can go and do this. And I used to be 3.5 years younger, but recently my Whoop age went up, but that's okay, And then also, and it shows like your pace of aging as well. Anyways, this is really cool. But if any of you guys have a Whoop already, I just created this community here, and you guys can join this community so we can all track each other. So let me go and share last couple of thought processes here. So again, this is really cool. Just a couple of fun things that I wanted to invite you guys. Once again, the journaling, which is going to be really cool for all of us to do together. And then also a Whoop would be really cool too, just so, for health. Because like these are metrics that we see every single day. And when you see something every day, and especially if you don't see great numbers, it's like, it's in the back of your mind. And when you see things like this every day, it helps, really bring it to the front, and we're more intentional about our health as well, which is really, really awesome. And so I want to promote all aspects, not just business, in our community too. Okay, cool. So with that said, go and wrap up with a couple of things here. 2 final messages about mindset. Remember, I really want to promote. Always continue to invest yourself. That doesn't just mean about money, right? It's about your time and your efforts. And so focusing on self-development, because you guys understand this. This was one of the secrets of the universe you guys heard me share before in the past. You know, your business is a direct reflection of you. Okay. And also, you know, the only shortcut in life is to never miss a day, because, you know, sometimes we do get lucky in business, right time. But again, the thing though is that you never miss a lucky day if you try every day. That's the key. And it all ties back to what I said earlier. The game that we play at the very end of the day is a game of consistency and who can be the most consistent. It's as simple as that. And then also remember, when times get tough, always remember what a privilege it is to be tired from the work that you once begged the universe for. What a privilege it is to feel overwhelmed by the growth that you guys used to dream about. What a privilege it is to be challenged by a life that you created on purpose. And what a privilege it is to outgrow what you used to settle for. And so to be able to be tired for something you once dreamed of is a beautiful, beautiful blessing. Amazing, guys. And so with that said, next week, we're going to go and hop into goal setting. So that's going to be super fun. I'm super, super pumped up for next week's live training. Going to highly recommend all of you guys hop in that one as well. And yeah, we're going to be talking about financial modeling as well. These are going to be really cool things where you can see a little bit bigger picture, plan ahead, and then work backwards, and then be able to take those aspects and plug it into your journal. Okay, amazing.